Smoke weed every day.
Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? I know you're like, isn't it silent during this part? You know he do commentary when the game starts. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure, whatever. Shut up. So I felt like I do this too much, so I think this will be my final. I'm hoping. I'm not going to confirm that it is. I'm just going to hope and pray that this is the last rant I do on 2K. This is going to be the last rant I ever do on 2K, hopefully. I want this to be the end all, the be all, and how I feel about 2K as a company, how I feel like they're a piece of shit, and why, and also the impact that they have on the basketball gaming genre of video games. So let me just state, everybody knows, 2K, how I feel about 2K, and I feel like NBA Live is, to me personally, I feel like NBA Live did a better job this year. It may not look as good as you can see. It may not look as good. It may not have the best animations. But the way the game plays, it plays like it's supposed to play. It plays by the fundamentals. As long, like I said, man, in NBA Live, as long as you're doing your job, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win the game. So as long as my team is playing great defense, we're getting great shots, we're getting to the free throw line, we're basically dominating our opposition in every category on the stat sheet. 9 times out of 10 we win the game. And with 2K, they don't go by fundamentals. Listen, 2K goes based off of the devs at 2K don't know what they're doing, man. They don't know how basketball is played. They don't know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they never played basketball a day in their lives. They never, no elementary, no high school, no college, no nothing. These guys have no knowledge of basketball. They have knowledge of video games. That's their knowledge. Their knowledge of video games is where they go. When it comes to basketball, they don't know jack shit about basketball like EA does. EA knows what they're doing when they made this basketball game. And that's why NBA Live 15 have, in my personal opinion, even though I gave NBA 2K15 a 7.3 and I gave NBA Live just a solid 7, NBA Live still won this year. I don't care what nobody says. NBA Live won this year. I'll give it to them. I'm not an EA fan. I'm not a 2K fan. I'm a basketball fan. If somebody who's been playing organized basketball since kindergarten, I've been playing organized basketball since kindergarten. I've played in summer leagues before. I've been in a lot of things basketball related before. It's nothing new to me. I know how the game is played. I know how teammates and team play works. And obviously 2K knows nothing about that because none of those nerds have ever played basketball a day in their lives. Those basketball nerds have never played basketball a day in their lives. They never have. And I hate and why do I say that? Because, like I said, man, NBA Live goes based off of fundamentals. 2K goes based off of highlights and stats. That's literally how 2K is put together. 2K is put together by highlights and stats. It's never by fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Like, EA knows what they're doing because they're doing everything by fundamentals. And why? I mean, they just know what they're doing. Let me just say that. They just know what they're doing. Now, NBA Live has won this year. I don't care what nobody says. I'm sorry, but The way how NBA 2K has turned out this year, it's just terrible. My experience with this game was supposed to be the best experience I was supposed to have with NBA 2K. I was supposed to have the best fucking season, the best fucking year of my life with NBA 2K. And what I mean by that is, you put my favorite player on the cover. You gave me the option to go play for my hometown city, and you also gave an additional option for me to add my face into the game, so that way I can make it feel more realistic, like I'm actually doing this. You gave me all these incentives and all these motives and whatever, but you did not execute. You fucking failed. You fucking failed tremendously. Like, I don't care how good the game looks. I don't care how great the players move. If the game is not balanced, it's too much bullshit behind it. It's not enjoyable. That's the number one thing about video games. It's not about presentation. It's about the enjoyment of the basketball game. And quite honestly, there's no enjoyment in this basketball game other than Park. Park is the only mode I can honestly say is the most enjoyable thing. Which is I don't know, man. That's the only enjoyable thing about 2K15 this year is Park. It's the only enjoyable thing I can honestly say you can have fun with in this game is Park. Other than that, everything else in this game sucks. Everything else in that game sucks. And I feel sorry that it's taken so long for people to realize that 2K just really isn't that great of a brand. I really never felt like 2K was that great of a brand. I never really felt like of a game. I never really felt like it was that great of a game, because like I said before, NBA Street is the best basketball game ever made in my own opinion. In my own personal opinion, NBA Street is the greatest basketball game ever made. Hands down, bar none, in the discussion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That game destroys all competition. NBA Street will never be fucked with, because NBA Street was the best game, basketball game ever created. And I hate the fact that EA decided to drop the EA Sports big department. And they continue to give us FIFA Street, but they don't give us NFL Street or fucking NBA Street. And I hate the fact that these video game companies have stepped away from the arcade-ish, the arcade-ish NBA Jam type of games that we used to get back in the day. You wanna know why we don't get those games no more? Because of 2K. 2K is the problem for everything. You want to know why we don't get a game like NBA Ballers or NBA Street or NBA Jam anymore? Because NBA 2K has ruined the basketball genre of video games. It's ruined it, because 2K hypnotized all of us. Hypnotized y'all. They didn't hypnotize me. They hypnotized y'all with presentation. The graphics gotta look nice. The players gotta look nice, and all this other jazz. I understand that stuff does kind of, everything does have to look good, but at the same time, like when it comes to an arcade-ish type of game, especially an arcade-ish type of game like an NBA Jam or the NBA Street, it doesn't have to be full to the fucking bone. It doesn't have to be fully scaled out like they all have to look that fucking good. But 2K put the pressure on everybody, because everybody was just raving like, oh, it don't matter, man, NBA 2K is the best fucking franchise out here, man. And I feel like they put the pressure on a lot of other video game companies to produce, and that's why a lot of them have fallen off. That's why Midway went bankrupt. Midway went bankrupt mainly because of their own fuck ups, but they also went bankrupt because they used to own a lot of NBA sports games. They used to do so many NBA sports games. They had NBA Ballers, NBA Jam. It was so many games they had to work with, and sadly they all never gained like enough. They either didn't do well, or they all fell just together. Like they just didn't live up to expectations as time went on, as we moved into the more HD enhanced graphics, you know. And I feel like that's another big thing too. When we moved over to the new graphics, I felt like NBA 2K put that pressure on these other video gaming companies to produce at a higher level, and that's why a lot of them never came out with another type of game for like the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. I feel like they put the pressure on these video game companies, because these video game companies would take their time. These video game companies, you know, they would take their time. They wouldn't just come out with the game just like that. They took their time with it, and 2K was that's another reason why 2K is not a great game. It's because they rush everything now. They don't take their time with it. They try to rush everything, get everything out there as soon as possible, because they're trying to beat their competition and everything, so that way they can own the basketball market before anybody else steps up and gets their games going. That's the number one thing I hate about 2K, is that everything is always rushed. That's why we don't never get a perfect game. That's why we gotta have like 6 to 8 fucking patches in one fucking year. I mean, what's good about this game? What's good about NBA 2K? Nothing is good about NBA 2K. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an NBA Live fan. I'm not an NBA 2K fan. I'm a fan of basketball, and I used to love the fact that there was a variety of basketball games. There are no more basketball games in this fucking genre anymore. There's no more fucking games. There's not even fucking cartoon characters used to have fucking basketball games. You know, fucking Mario had a fucking basketball game. The Nickelodeon had all their characters in the basketball game once. Fucking Cartoon Network did the same thing. You know, Disney did it too. And it's sad that we don't get, you know, a variety of basketball games anymore like we used to. We used to get a variety of basketball games, and we don't get that anymore. We don't get NBA Jam, NBA Inside Drive, NBA Shootout, NBA Ballers, NBA Street, what's another one? NBA Hoops. That's another game I used to play back in the day. NBC. I couldn't stand NBC not being a thing anymore. What else? And One. You know, Street Hoops. You know, like, there used to be such a big variety of games that we do not have anymore. And it's all 2K's fault, because they put the pressure on other companies to produce, and they could not do it because they were not ready for it. They needed their time to do what they needed to do, and these companies got the pressure put on them. They tried to put out a game. The ones that did put out a game, they either rushed it or they fucked up. The only game that answered 2K's call was NBA Street, and that's why I say NBA Street is the best series, because they're the only ones who answered 2K's call. NBA Live was trying, but it was just hard to keep up with the It was just hard to keep up with the presentation and the graphics. That was all it was. The presentation and the graphics, you know, EA trying too hard, you know, and that ultimately led to them fucking up and stepping away for a little bit. They come back with the fuck up, and then they come back here with the second go at it, which is actually pretty good, and that's why I gave it the win this year. I gave it the win this year because they took their time. They knew what they needed to improve on. They knew what they needed to do. Now it's just okay. Now next year for NBA Live 16, it's just execute now. Execute where you started. This is possibly the game that can get you back into it. It's just a matter of, can you fix certain mechanics and how the way the game plays and all this other jazz. Can you fix this? Can you make this right? Can you take it to 2K? Can you can you stand up for those games that have fallen and are no longer around anymore? We don't get a big variety of basketball games anymore because of 2K, and all we have left is NBA Live. This is all we have left. I don't know what happened to 989 Sports. I don't know. We all know what happened to Midway. I don't know about the other companies that used to produce basketball games as well. We don't know what happened to them. Either they fell off because they could not produce any higher than the PlayStation 2, or they just didn't feel like it. I feel like 2K has ruined this genre, and if this is all we got for the future going forward, 2K and Live, if this is all we got going forward, this is going to be a very sad genre. We need more basketball games. We need more of those arcade-ish, let me ease my mind type of games. We don't need these simulation basketball games. I need a game that a 6-year-old can play and he wouldn't even complain about it, because it would be the most easiest game in the world. A game that's so easy a 6-year-old could play on the hardest difficulty. A game like NBA Street or NBA Jam or NBA Ballers or something like that. Those games were meant for a younger audience. You can't not make a game rated E for everyone, and this game is only meant for people who are old enough to actually get this shit down. Like, that's the problem with 2K. They cater too much to an adult audience when they fail to realize that the game is rated E for everyone. You gotta make this game as simple for a child as you would for an adult. You know what I'm saying? You have to balance it out, and that's their problem. They don't know how to balance it out, and I don't know. I feel like this is just the point where I just feel like just expressing my thoughts on why I feel like the basketball genre is fucked up right now. It's because of 2K. I cannot blame Live, because when Live was around, it was a lot of more games still shining. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was still other games still shining when Live was just the only simulation platform they had. You had NBC, you had NBA Jam, you had NBA Hoops, you had plenty of other games. And then we get to NBA 2K, and then everything just seems like everything is just, they just put the pressure on everybody and nobody could really execute. But that's pretty much that's just me, man. I feel like there could have been more did. I felt like there could have been more. I feel like there could be more games. I feel like there can be more. We just need more games out there, man. We need simple basketball games. I'm talking about arcade-ish type of games. I want this video to get at least shared and get at least enough views to the point where these video game companies can rise up and say, you know what, let's try again. Let's try and make another game that we should have made a long time ago. Let's get to work and let's make another game that can do something for this genre, because this genre is dead. With 2K fucking up and EA trying to balance everything out and trying to get back on track, we have nothing. There's nothing here for us to play. There's literally nothing here for us to play. It's literally just EA and 2K. That's all we have. We need more. I need more of a variety. That's just me. That's just how I feel. That's just me. I don't know how y'all feel. Tell me how y'all feel. I'll get back to y'all. But until then, I have to see you guys in the next video. I'm done. This is just my opinion. It used to be so many basketball games, and now we're down to these two, and honestly, none of them are enjoyable to play at all. Neither one is really that great of a game. We just need it needs to be more of a variety of games. I don't care how y'all feel about NBA 2K and how I say NBA. I don't care. Fuck NBA 2K. Fuck You, fuck you, the supporter. Fuck NBA 2K. Fuck it. Fuck it all, man. I'm out. Peace.